welcome back to another episode of Reviewing Games. Today we're taking a look at Polymega releasing an update for the system. Version 1.1.35 was recently released. This added light gun support for the Polymega. Now, the light gun, I believe it is GC01, which is what they're calling the gun. I received a shipping notification. I want to say it was last year. But it wasn't a shipping notice. It kind of said, verify your address because it's getting ready to ship. Now it didn't actually ship. Anyways, I still don't have the light gun. Polymega releasing this update gives me hope that the light gun will see the light of day soon. Until then, I thought it would be a good idea to look at, not only did they release the update, but they released on their website a comprehensive list of games that are going to be supported by the light gun. So today, we're going to take a look at some of those games, and these are the games that I would play using the light gun. So we're going to go ahead and start with the first game, which is Duck Hunt for the NES. Has anybody ever played Duck Hunt? It was included with Super Mario Brothers, and also if you got the 3-in-1 cart, you also got world-class track meet, which used the power pad. But we're talking about Duck Hunt today, and you got 3 different modes you could play. Game A has 1 duck, Game B has 2 ducks, and Game C was clay shooting. Of course, I can't play the game at all without a light gun, but this would be one I would play. Moving on to the next game. For NES, Hogan's Alley. Yes, this was another light gun game on Nintendo. It also had 3 modes. The first mode was just kind of like a training thing where you would just shoot kind of like in a shooting range. And the second mode was really cool. This is the one I played the most, where it was kind of like a... What would this be? Like a, I don't know, like an interactive training simulator where you're in the real world and you're shooting enemies that are popping out of windows and popping out from behind buildings and shit. This was a pretty cool mode. Moving on to the next game, and we're gonna jump to Super Nintendo now. This was Terminator 2, the arcade game. Just love Terminator 2. What is it that's so scary about Skynet and the endoskeleton T-800s, the killing machines? Are these similar to drones today, guys? And AI? Let's go. You're in the future battle, guys. You're in the future war, and you got your crosshairs on screen, and I'm assuming you'd control those crosshairs with the light gun. This is how this would work. But you can play this without a light gun using the controller to control the crosshairs. do is shoot down those HK hunter killers that are in the background flying around. Destroy all the Terminator endoskeletons and pick up power-ups at the bottom of the screen in little crates that are going to increase your rate of fire and change your weapons up. Of course, you want to lock on and shoot your missiles to blow up things. This is such a cool game, guys. And then, of course, you want to make sure you minimize the human casualties. You don't want to kill your boys. You're gonna get jump scared and the Terminator is gonna pop up right in your face. As you make your way to that HK hunter killer boss at the end of the level. Another Super Nintendo game that we could play using our Polymega light guns if they ever come in the mail. Super Scope 6. Has anybody ever played this? It was a funky, weird, bazooka-looking light gun thing that we got for Super Nintendo. Now, Genesis got the cool Menacer-looking gun. And Super Nintendo, we got the rocket launcher or whatever the bazooka-looking thing. It was ridiculous. Very uncomfortable, but you got some games included with this, and I honestly can't even play this one at all. I guess you need the Super Scope to even access it, but we can take a look a little bit at the demo here. Looks like you're going to be shooting missiles down. Looks like a lot of fun. So not only do you get Nintendo and Super Nintendo, but there's a whole list of stuff spanning the entire playable library of games on the Polymega that are compatible. So the next compatible game I have would be for the Sega CD, and that is Konami's Lethal Enforcers.
Player 1.
And this is an awesome game for Sega CD. Of course, you are going to be the protector. You're a police officer, and you're not taking from anybody here in the first level, which is the bank robbery. You're going to be shooting bank robbers in the face. And pick up the Magnum gun for more power. As you move from location to location, the backgrounds will change. You're going to be driving and popping the wheels out on cars.
Magnum bullet.
getting headshots as you make your way to that boss, the chemical waste service van. There's another game I have for Sega CD, but it's way harder to play, and that was Crime Patrol. This game was very cool because it had a lot of FMV. The Sega CD had a lot of FMV games, which were popular at the time because of
Let's kick some butt.
Welcome to Undercover.
You gotta be tough to be on this team, partner.
Welcome to Delta Force.
the CD-ROM compatible software, and this has a lot of FMV in it. Of course, you're going to be playing through an FMV movie, and it's going to play out in front of you. Of course, you're a rookie on the force, and you're going to be rated by your female officer.
10-4. Let's kick some butt. Everybody freeze!
Who's your partner, and she's going to be yelling at you. And the reaction time here, or the hitbox, or whatever the fuck it is very hard.
You'll never make it to Undercover.
It's very unforgiving here.
You'll never make it to
I
Undercover.
couldn't even get a shot off. I think you have to play this multiple times to get the timing down.
1057, armed robbery at that location.
10-4. Let's kick some butt. Everybody freeze! You'll never make sergeant.
And of course, you're gonna see different locations. And
We're at that gang fight location. We'll advise. Too bad you're out. I was beginning to like you, pal. We're at that gang fight location.
different locations and different areas. And you're gonna give that a try. Moving on to the next game. Also on the Sega CD, Mad Dog McCree. Of course, I'm sure you all know this is another Laser Games, American Laser Games. And this is kind of like Crime Patrol. It's another FMV game where you're gonna watch some cool movie clips here.
It's in the air. It's an ill wind that blows no good. Mad Dog McCree and his band of cutthroats are riding into town. Folks here plumb scared to death. Town's deserted. Even a tumbleweed doesn't dare blow across the streets today. 'Cause these hombres are mean, vicious.
You are the 6-shooter gunslinger, packing your 6-shooter in the Wild West, and you're going to be sipping your whiskey, and you're going to be shooting your criminals. This one also allows you to use the joypad. I love when they do that instead of the light gun.
Let's see what kind of a shot you are, Pilgrim. Take a crack at this box.
And it starts out with shooting some bottles off of a fence, you know, pretty standard stuff for a gunslinger.
Nice shooting. Try another one. Nice shooting. Try another one.
And then eventually you're going to take to the streets and you're going to pop off a little bit.
Roger, don't tell me. You better work on your shot.
And this game is frustrating. You're going to be throwing your controller on the ground, and cursing and screaming because the reaction time in the hitboxes, just like in Crime Patrol, are unforgiving and punishing as hell.
You looking for trouble, stranger? You better get...
Moving on to the next game, we're going to jump ahead to Sega Saturn, American now, Area 51. I love this game. This might be one of my favorite light gun games that I own. This game is so cool. It's made by Williams Entertainment. I'm sure you're familiar with them. They were behind all of the Mortal Kombat games. And just look at this. Look at how beautiful this FMV is here, guys. This is so cool. And of course, we all know Area 51 is in Roswell, New Mexico, and it's surrounded by a fence, and they think the aliens are buried there, that they crashed in the 1950s, and you're never going to be allowed to see it, but we don't know if aliens exist. But this game kind of is loosely based on all of that. And
Command. Target on the ground.
Come on! Stay low!
you're going to be playing as, I don't know, are we USC Marines here? We're helicopter. We're getting drop shipped down to attack the zombie aliens. And you're going to be shooting them, and they'll explode in a gory mess. And you want to make sure you take out the helicopters and all the zombies, pick up the power-ups like weapon upgrades. This is just such a cool game. And they're all over the place, guys. You want to get the power-ups. The action is everywhere. Now you want to make sure you don't shoot the other Marines. You'll lose points for that. is just such a cool game. And whoa, you're even driving and shooting. You're even driving a forklift and shooting at one point, guys. This game is just awesome.
Good people.
Moving on to the next game for Sega Saturn, Virtua Cop. Now, Virtua Cop, I believe, was one of the 3 games you bought, which was a pack-in game at the time for the Sega Saturn. It was this, Daytona USA, and Virtua Fighter 2, I think, if you got the sampler packs. This game is really cool. I love how the camera zooms in as you're trying to shoot the bad guys here. And you have a limited window to shoot or else you will get shot. Such an advanced game for Sega Saturn. I really like this one a lot. And of course you want to shoot through the window and you want to reload your gun so you can continue fighting, and you're going to move on to different areas, the next area, you definitely don't want to shoot the hostages. It is just an awesome game, guys. The zooming in and out mechanic is really the key here for Virtual Cop. Moving on to the next game, which I don't have an American copy because it is quite expensive today, and that is for Sega Saturn Japan, and that would be The House of the Dead. Zombies, Resident Evil, Biohazards, zombies. This is just an arcade shooter done right for Sega Saturn. This is incredible that this is on Sega Saturn. Now, you're probably more familiar with the Dreamcast sequel, House of the Dead 2, which is fantastic, but the first one is really good, and I'm really looking forward to playing this one with the light gun.
Oh no!
Starts off with one of your buddies doctor getting eaten by a zombie, and you have to quickly react. And drop them, and you're going to be attacked quite often by the zombies here. You also want to make sure you try to protect some of the humans here from getting killed, which really raises the bar here for your accuracy. And things that are going to attack you as you make your way to the mansion. I don't know. Is this the Spencer Mansion, guys? I don't think Resident Evil and House of the Dead are related in any way, except that they both have zombies. And there's going to be all kinds of different mutated animals that are going to be attacking you and shit. Oh, watch out. She's going to get taken away by the next boss. Make sure you watch out for the sludge monsters and the guys throwing axes at you. And as you fight through waves of enemies, moving on to that boss at the end of the level.
Are you okay?
I was so scared.
Now you're going to get a little cutscene here.
I was so scared.
Showing you where his weak point is, and you're going to have to aim for that. And then once this guy's armor's shot off, start shooting off all of the greenness from his skeleton. This is such a cool game, guys. Moving on to the next game.